Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So I want to just do a quick reminder that when we say that we have no friends, we need to take that seriously because we may not have any friends, and the people we think are our friends sometimes are not. So I just want you to listen to this clip.
There seem to be a lot of low enders in my comments lately trying to disinvite me to cookouts that I never wanted to go to. I don't care about your cookouts. Let me be honest about that. Nobody cares about your little busted ass tired cookout. Nobody gives a fuck about your bread for buns cookout. So if you're thinking about being another person to disinvite me to the cookout, anytime anybody has ever disinvited me to a cookout, it didn't look like they had a clean kitchen anyway.
If somebody knows who this person is, let me know. I don't know who this person is, and I don't know why anybody would invite him to a cookout anyway. I don't know his ethnicity. I don't know what community or communities he belongs to. But he's making this in reference to the fact that he is one of the ones who believes that Carmelo Anthony is guilty and that he should be charged and convicted and I guess sent off to jail without a trial. And so people in his comment section, I don't know what he said about it, and frankly, I don't care. But apparently, black people are coming into his comment section and reading him and letting him know what they think about him. And I don't believe anybody even said anything about disinviting him to any cookout. But these people are always listening in on our conversations and butting in on whatever it is we're trying to do because they don't have any business in the United States. Nobody knows what he is or who he is. So he's just meddling and butting into our conversation, getting on our square so he can build a platform or increase his platform or whatever he's doing because this man is not relevant in the black American community. And if he has some black friends, they're probably outliers just like him. So I saw this on my Twitter page and I thought, okay, here we go again, some non starter meddling into the business of black Americans trying to ingratiate himself into white American society by going after black people. His anti blackness is showing, but he's trying to make it seem like, oh, yeah, these black people invite me to their cookout, but I don't care. I don't want to go. Who are the black people that would invite somebody like this to a cat fight, for that matter? Who? Who would want him there? I cannot imagine that anybody would want him or welcome his presence with this kind of attitude because this is anti blackness. That's all this is. And there are others too, these immigrants, a lot of black immigrants and some black Americans, because everybody knows that this was a tragedy. And it's not hard for people to put themselves or their children in the situation and cringe at the thought. We get that. But at the same time, black people have been to this rodeo before. We have seen this movie before. And what I find totally amazing are black people who will say things like, what if it was reversed and Carmelo Anthony was white? Haven't we seen that movie before? How many times have we seen that movie before? For a black person to ask that question, you would have to think, is this person a moron? But back to this person of color. What I think about him is that he is trying to ingratiate himself or assimilate into white society somewhere else that he won't fit. But they never stop trying. They never stop trying to impress white people. And white people are never impressed with them. That's what's so amusing. But that's where they want to be. But they actually don't have a place as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I just find it so interesting that he's talking about a cookout because black people probably cooked him in his comment section because people think that black people should never speak up for other black people. And I think most black people are like me. We want the young man to have his day in court. And everybody, including a lot of black people, are on here talking about what if it was white? As if we don't have an example of when it was white. It's always white. White people do stuff like this to black people all the time. A black kid folded up in a wrestling mat in Georgia, and nobody knows what happened to him. A black kid who just graduated from Alabama A&M a few years ago went home, and one minute he was at home with his family, and the next minute he's disappeared. They found his car, but have no trace of what happened to him. A kid goes up to Utah or Idaho, calls himself going up to visit a girlfriend, and he ends up over in the river, and nobody knows what happened. Stuff happens to black people all the time, and people are acting like these things don't ever happen to black people. It's absurd. It's really absurd. And I dismiss a person like this. This is really just a nobody in the black American sphere of things. But black people coming on here acting like we don't have hundreds of years of history really speaks to black people's ability to disassociate themselves from our history and what has happened to our people in this country. It's just unbelievable, but you do expect for black Americans to remember who we are and who we have been in this country in relation to the power structure. But anyway, I just thought I would bring this to your attention. Let us continue to remember that we have to be very discerning. We can't trust everybody, and when we say we don't have any friends, we have to take that seriously. Because this man is trying to act like he's a friend of black people, but now because he's anti Carmelo Anthony, he's been disinvited to the cookout. I doubt if anybody said anything to him about any cookout. That's something he picked up on by eavesdropping into black Americans' conversations. That's all that is. And these people are really, it's just annoying. I guess that'd be the word. Just annoying. But anyway, y'all, this is just another grifter who has to use his anti blackness to get attention and to make money on social media because anti blackness is lucrative. You can always make money by coming after black people. And after all, who are his people? Nobody even knows what he is. And surely nobody's interested in what he has to say by himself. So he has to drag black people into it to try to make himself interesting. So he is to be dismissed, but I just hate the use of the cookout for him to use it as if it's something that he would just normally be invited to. Who would invite him? Y'all let me know who would invite him to a cookout. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.